2. What's up, Jooba people? Today we're doing, well, you know what song we're doing, Copathetic by Novo, Amor. Thanks so much, Lewis, from the Jooba people community for suggesting this great song. Lewis is a music producer slash sound trainer guy from the UK, and he makes his own music, this type of style of music, and it's pretty good stuff. So check out the Jooba community if you want to meet him, and also look at what we're doing there. So he suggested this song, and have since made a lot of videos of this tuning and a workshop that I did, which you can find in the community on this specific tuning, because it's really unique. I didn't find any other songs made by it. I had to figure it out, and I'm pretty sure this is exact tuning. And you'll see when we get to the solo a bit later that Novo Amor plays of this song, then you'll see that it's definitely this tuning. I am absolutely positive that it is the correct way. I know he doesn't use this tuning maybe in other songs. Maybe he does. This tuning can be used to play a bunch of songs, which I have a lot of videos on this tuning on my YouTube channel. But the workshop is only on the Jooba people community. So check out that. So this diagram, we're going to walk through it just to understand the tuning, but let me first teach you how to play the song. So the tuning is simple. Open. We're going to keep our E string the same and take our bottom E down to E flat. E string was a little out there. So E and E flat. And then the A string goes up to a B. And then the D string goes down to a B. So you have two notes in unison, and then you have the B string that's still a B, and the G string goes down to a G flat. So these two go down one, and these, yeah, you get it, okay? So tune to that tuning. Then we have some very interesting chords here, and we'll go through the riffs, but let's first get the chord. So our 5 chord, we're gonna think of this in terms of numbers, because note names are just so confusing, because now all the strings names have changed, and we put a capo on the 2nd fret. So it would just be a nightmare to think of this as chord names, really. So we're gonna use numbers. If you don't know about the number system, check out my music theory course for that. All right, now the 5 chord is played using just these 2 notes. If you want to play a fuller 5 chord, you could use this finger here. Oh, sorry, there. But that is the 5 chord that he uses. 6 chord, 4 chord. 4 chord is just open. And you could use these 3 notes as well. And the one at the bottom. If you wanted to play the 4 chord in other ways, but generally you could just right, I just updated my 4 chord to have that extra note in there. So all these notes can actually work for the 4 chord as well on the 5th fret. So we got 5 chord, 6 chord. It's important that you play the 6 chord with this to do the riff later. And then 4 chord. That's for the bulk of the song. Now sometimes it goes to the 1 chord, which you can play in a couple of different ways. So you can play the 1 chord on the 7th fret like this. Those 2 or all 3. Okay, but those 2 work nicely. So sometimes in the verse it goes. Sorry. Okay. So you every 3rd time in the verse. I was still that's just going to their 1 chord before it drops down to the 4. So, whoa, man, such a nice song. Let's start with the riffs. And I'm going to zoom in a little closer here and going to give you this diagram here that we have in our workshop to work through the riffs. Okay. And let's zoom into this version here. Okay. So we got 5 chord with these 2 fingers. It's just a bass and a strum. Sometimes it does that in the verse, a lot of times. So that's the first part of the riff, 5 chord. And then he puts the index finger down here on the 2nd fret and does a hammer on. And then a hammer on the G string with the pinky. Drops it down to the 4 chord. There's a couple of ways you can play this riff. I like to play it, put these 2 fingers down on the or you could go. Then when he starts singing, he does. And then there's another riff going into the 5 chord, so he's on the 4 chord. Again, 1, 2, 3, 'There's something sometimes when he hangs on the 4 chord, he does this thing. So if you want to know a lot about this tuning, be sure to check out the workshop. That will give you tons of insight into this key, and you'll know what this diagram means and everything. But it's pretty intuitive from the thing. Okay, next up we're gonna do, so that kind of gets you through the whole thing. You can improvise with it, which he does. He does like, yeah, he does some really cool stuff. He does this. There's so much stuff you could do. If you just take this diagram, these are the notes that are available to you, and then from there you can play the rest of the song. Now let's get into the solo, okay? Oh, sorry, before we get into the solo, there is a part, the bridge part. So for the bridge, we play, for the main progression it's 5, 6, 4, 4. With that one chord sometimes in there every third time in the verse. But then in the bridge you do one chord. You better get some. Going to the one chord just here on the 7th fret. So 4. You better get some by 5. 6. 2 chord is on the 9th fret. So the 2 dots just one back. That's where you find it quickly. And then that takes you through the whole bridge, just strumming those chords with just like... Okay. And then we have the solo, which I don't have a tab for the solo, but I'm going to show you each riff. Now I'm going to pause the video. It's going to be a little choppy. Yeah, so the first riff of the solo goes like this. So those are the first 2 riffs. The 4 is in the bass. First one is so then it's start on 4th fret. So then it has a super long line starting on the open 4th string. Okay, so that's the first one, and then 5, 7. Second string, slide from 9 to till there, 7 to 9, yeah. da 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 So that's kind of with the bass notes added. I know it's a bit sloppy. Please don't comment and say, oh, bro, you should have prepared better. This is how I teach, and this will be enough for you to figure it out if you're at the right level to do this song. So I'm a firm believer in doing the right thing for the right level. So if you find it hard with this tutorial to learn this song, then you're probably not ready to do a song of this level yet. Then there's other things that you still need to kind of do. Because this kind of playing, you're not going to learn this type of music note for note. You have to learn to use your ear to figure out these things. And this is just kind of guide showing you how to use your ear, really. So it's actually, I outdid myself with this tutorial. Thanks, Lewis, for the tutorial. If you're still watching, I think you probably got it by now. But have a fun time playing the song. Let me know how you manage it. I'm looking at the wrong camera. That's the one. Hi.